We're here at Southern Oregon Sanitation with Ben in Grants Pass, Oregon. We're here to see the Rev 2 150 and the E9.6 material handler. Thanks for having me, Ben. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Nick. When we were building this facility, we looked at all of the safety data from across the industry, and it was identified that the biggest safety risk we had in our facility was the use of a front-end loader within our operation. So when we started looking at different options, Sierra had this offering for the E9.6. We made the determination that was having a fixed unit moving material created a better safety environment. We also looked at the noise impact of this facility in comparison to where we're located with other residential neighborhoods, and not having a high noise volume diesel engine made a huge difference. Based on our current throughput, we're only running the machine about an hour to an hour and a half a day. So for the most part, our guys are getting about a week to a week and a half on the max end of a charge before we have to recharge the batteries. We took a lot of tours of other facilities, looked at other balers, also looked at serviceability of parts. There are parts warehouses in Bakersfield, California, which is a 12-hour drive time for us. So if something broke, we could have our machine back up and running in a very short period of time compared to the competitors that have to ship all their parts from the East Coast. So operational efficiency is one of the big players. On top of the fact that Sierra's been in the business a long time, and in the steel industry specifically, they built a baler that could withstand processing used metals of all different types. So when you look at what we're going to be putting through it, we wanted a machine that was going to last us 30 years with minimal maintenance, and that was one of the other drivers for going to Sierra. Yeah, it was a great experience from the word go. Sierra opened their facility in Bakersfield with open arms for us to really see what the machine is capable of and how it works. The install was very quick. The team that came up was extremely efficient. Other than providing some minor resources, we stayed out of the way and they had the machine up and running in a couple days. Minus a little bit of train up time for our staff, it was extremely easy to deal with. In the 18 months that we've had the machine on ground and been running, the only issues we've had are just learning curves. The accent wire tie, which is kind of the unfortunate bread and butter, right, that holds everything together. Learning how to operate that properly and the maintenance protocols were just the biggest learning curves we had to deal with. And other than that, the only time the machine's ever been down is a half a day for annual maintenance, which was just last year. So very much like the baler and the other equipment that we purchased for this facility, we took a conglomerated viewpoint of all of the transfer station and MRF operations on the West Coast, and tried to take all those ideas and put them into one building that really fits our footprint. And something as simple as adding a loading dock inside the building, so that way in a rainy environment we're keeping our material dry. Right. This building was also designed to not only handle our throughput, but in the event that our neighbors end up needing our services, and that becomes a long-term deal, the whole north end of our building is designed to take down and expand the storage capacity of the building. Being in the Pacific Northwest with a lot of wet, rainy days and high humidities, you can't store this material outside because it literally ruins the material from being able to market. This facility was designed to be operated by one person based on our current throughput, but has the capacity. We could run 2 or 3 people in here and make it go faster if we had a higher capacity. All of our doors were designed specifically for our trucks with an extra width to them, so there was ease of entry into the building. And then the big door behind me was specifically designed for a tip to dump operation on up to a 40-yard box. So that way we did not have to kind of dump some material and reposition. We could stand up, dump, and pull out and clear the building without any issues. You'll notice lots of bollards, specifically designed to protect certain infrastructure of the building, as well as we have dyed concrete on the floors, so kind of pre-laid, no walk zones. And then we've kind of added to Sierra's base baler design by adding push walls and some sloughing materials to keep the material inside the hopper and not running out everywhere else. So when we worked with our design team, we took the standard baler pit design that Sierra gave us and we added to it. So we increased the depth of the baler pit so that a person can get in there and work and clean without, head knockers, if you will. We also designed it knowing that our environment tends to have more water, even in some of the material that comes in. It has an in-ground sump that's automatic, and we went with OSHA to determine the confined space requirements, which this is not a permitted space, so we can easily open it up. We put a nice sign that says it's permitted so people stay away from it, but we do keep it under 2 locks. So this is designed with an automatic light, and it's been a little bit since we've cleaned it out, but you can see that it's got a sump down there to collect water. The other thing nice about the way Sierra builds their materials is we get very minimal material buildup underneath it. And in addition to some of the additions we made with our chutes, it really stops material from getting down there.
Yeah.
So we clean it out once a month is about our average run. It takes a couple hours, dust it out, and then we rinse it out with a water hose, goes into the sump, gets rid of the water, and it's dry by the next morning.
It sounds like everything you've done, keeps safety in mind and also top-notch maintenance.
Yep.